When I'd give up a hit, it was like, how did anybody get a hit? I mean, I'm not supposed to give up a hit. Roger Craig told me, man, you got the best stuff in the world, you know? You'd get knocked out in the second or third inning sometimes, but at least going into it, you had all the confidence in the world.
Welcome everybody to Gallagher's Suite Level here at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. I'm Daniella Bruce, and joining me now is Dan Petry, former Tigers pitcher and current Tigers analyst for Bally Sports Detroit. Dan, thank you so much for being here today. We have a lot of fun things to talk about with you. You made the transition from a player and now an analyst. Talk about your role with Bally Sports Detroit.
Yeah, it started about 4 years ago, and I was just kind of cruising along with life and doing some coaching, things like that, and all of a sudden the opportunity came up to be part of the pre and post programming for Bally's, which was then Fox Sports Detroit, and just kind of transitioned in from that into sometimes analyst, but mainly pre and post, which really is a lot of fun because it allows you to cover the current team, but also takes you back to your playing days, and so it just reminds you of all the fun times that you had as a player.
Well, you were lucky enough later in your career to play for two of the best managers in Jim Leyland and Sparky Anderson. Can you describe their leadership roles and what it was about them that created such a great work and playing environment?
Both of them were different but similar in what they were able to get out of their players. So I was fortunate enough to play for 3 years for Jim Leyland in the minor leagues, and I tell everybody that I never would have made it to Detroit weren't it for Jim Leyland, because Jim Leyland had me when I was 18 and starting to maybe realize what it was all about to be a professional, and that's what he did for me. But as far as their two styles is that they were similar, is they got their players to run through a brick wall for them. But Sparky was more of the boss, the in-charge guy that scared you more than anything. His history with the Big Red Machine, the Cincinnati Reds, we all grew up watching that as youngsters, and seeing the success. So he had that immediate, wow, there's Sparky Anderson type thing. So you just immediately respected his success and what he had already accomplished. And that's what drove us to accomplish so much for him. But Jim Leyland really got to know his players inside and out. He would, on a daily basis, go and check on each and every one of them. Hey, what's going on today? What'd you do last night? Just and really getting the feelings. What makes you tick, and you're not always going well. So when you're not going well, Sparky didn't necessarily pat you on the back. But Jim Leyland would try to get inside you to figure out why you weren't going well and how much was it bothering you, and figure out a way to change that, to get the best performance out of you. And that's where they got the same result, but just in a different way.